changes in grammar and tense? And data? But, I mean, we have to make sure that we make the necessary changes that include grammar, tense, and data. Did I get it all? Are there any necessary changes? Right.
Since something about the original language.
Right. Sorry, Nancy.
The original charter language.
Will you please read that once more, please?
Your motion to include to go back to the original charter language, necessary changes to CVCHS including language, tense, and data.
So given that there is a motion on the table in a second, we can now bring it back for discussion if there is any on that particular motion.
I would just have to say that I disagree with this motion. I don't believe the 12 to 15 comments that we had today constitutes all our stakeholders. I also heard multiple people come up and said that the revised charter is the appropriate charter to amend. And so I have to say at this time, I will not be in approval of this. I think we need to look at the revised charter that's already there because I think it's more encompassing of our true all stakeholder representation.
Other comments from the trustees?
Well, I have a question. So maybe it's for Mr. Simmons. When you have two documents, which document supersedes the other, the bylaws or the charter?
That's an excellent question. I think one of the things that we were trying to resolve is to align the two documents together. And I can say that different charter authorizing agencies have different perspectives on which document prevails in the event that there is a dispute between the two. In some cases, some authorizers take the view that whatever document was approved last prevails. In some cases, if the two documents were submitted to the authorizer at the same time, the typical approach by most agencies would be to say that the charter prevails. But of course, the ideal solution is to not have the two documents in misalignment. So the one piece that I would encourage the board, regardless of which way you go on this motion that's on the table now, is that when the bylaws come out, obviously I think the bylaws should in fact be aligned with whatever the charter document is that the board approves.
And who wrote our original bylaws?
I don't know the answer to that. Neil is saying someone in our office apparently had a role to play in that. I don't know the answer to that.
Young and Board drafted the original, and then we've gone through probably 5 revisions, I would say.
Okay. So my question is, on September 6th at the board retreat, Neil, you said that your team or you had gone through and made sure that the tense changes were different, like we are, and that you were going through and you were going to add the WASC information, which you did, et cetera, and make sure that that was in alignment. And then you gave it over to the legal team, and they're the ones that went through and were trying to do this congruency, correct?
Actually, it was in reverse order. The legal team started with the document, and they actually pointed out to me, here's places you need to make changes and or updates in terms of the tense and what makes sense in terms of your currently operating charter. So the first run through, you could say, was done by the
And if I could just add to that, there were, the law, the Church Rules Act requires you to make updates to the charter petition to conform the petition at the time of renewal of any legal changes that have occurred since the time that your charter was originally approved. So Michelle Lopez in our office did a review of the petition for that purpose and made recommendations in that regard.
So I was just trying to figure out, because there is a great deal of discomfort with the union membership. And so I was doing some research and I was trying to figure out, at what point did the bylaws say certificated staff representative? And I went through all the minutes that we have on the website, and I couldn't find when that was approved, so I was trying to figure out why that change occurred, because I understand that we're trying to make the two documents congruent, and I can't find that. So it seems to me that all of this discomfort and uncomfortableness could have been solved had we just made sure that the bylaws were in congruency with the charter. At the time we had the charter, everyone was fine with that language. That's one piece of language that we could go back to the original. It would include everybody, and everyone feels comfortable with it. And I mean, it seems to me that that was the mistake, that the language that was put into the new charter was to make it match the bylaws, when in fact the bylaws should have been matching the original language in the original charter. And we wouldn't have to spend any time talking about something that makes everyone comfortable. Everyone is happy with that language.
And I don't necessarily disagree with Christine, but I think that the motion that's on the table, you're looking at, in my opinion, I could be wrong, you're looking at a structural change within the revision document that was here. Amber's motion is to not have that bolded, at least in my opinion, not have that discussion. We're actually